Hello everybody. I was able to change the settings on my camera and it looks like it's not doing that weird in and out focusing thing. It was on autofocus and that was making it do that, I think. Because I haven't seen it do it since I changed the settings, so we'll try this again. Just waiting for some people to come in. I'm going to go ahead and have a snack. I take medications in the morning. Got to have a snack with it. Hi, Roseanne. I did this a few minutes ago and my camera was acting funny, so I changed the settings. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Maybe I can move it closer to me. Might sound better. I don't want to get a big head. This is me, first thing in the morning. You're welcome. I don't know why. This camera is not too bad, but I don't know a whole lot about it. I just play around with it till I get something to work. Let me know if it gets any better. I'm going to hang around for a little bit and see. If not, we're just going to let it go because it could be my internet. We have a storm coming in. I am in Texas, West Texas. About an hour north of Abilene. And I am working on the chevron top from Bag O' Day Crochet. It's pretty simple construction, and I thought, well, being a big girl, so is it getting better, the lag? Being a big girl, I thought, oh, it won't look good on me. We say that about everything. But I have this much left of my first cake of the Comfy Cotton. Whipped cream. And the other one is also Comfy Cotton, and it's, I forget what that one is. It's kind of got purple and blue. Is it River Rock? Don't remember. Okay, now who is Billy? I hear people talk about Billy, but I don't remember who she is. Or he. Get my coffee in. Okay, I was wondering if that's who it was. I always forget her name is Billy, and they don't really say that. They just say Billy, so I'll have to try to file that away. I'm using a K-hook. Everybody's making this chevron top. I think I'm up to like 23 rows, something like that. Hold on. I got some yarn at the charity shop. Sunbow, Sunbow, a division of Crafts, Yarns, and Gifts, Ltd. Oh, it feels horrible. Feels awful. Not the new acrylics, that's for sure. Four-ply anti-stretch, 100% acrylic, shrink-proof. It doesn't say where, but it's got a rainbow and mountains. 5 stitches to the inch. It's a navy. That's a good idea. Hey, nature. I'm being told we have some lag. I have a storm in my area. Again. Yeah, I need to look that one up because whenever I find a vintage, I try to look up where it's from. Maybe find out who bought it, who bought the company. This one is an Orlon. This one is super soft. Wow. 100% acrylic. First quality virgin staple. 3-ply, 1 ounce, made by Orlon. Oh, good. There's vintage yarn afoot. Yes. American thread. It's a little bitty skein. Little bitty. If pressing is necessary, not hot iron with patting motion, not long strokes. Do not hang. Always lay garment flat, wet or dry. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know. No, this one is pretty pristine. So there was no price tag or store anything on this one. This is a very pristine little skein. But this is thread. Of course it's white, so it's hard to see, but it's fingering weight. Okay, so it's a 1. Yeah, it's going to grow. It'll have some stretch to it, won't it? But this says it holds its shape because it's acrylic. There's not very much of it, so it's not like I need to worry. And then you didn't see the other one, Nature. It feels yucky. Okay, girl. It'd be right up your alley then. It's sticky. But I've been washing these. And I don't know if this one's sticky because it might have some on it, because this label looks sticky. Now, this has a strange number right there. And then Somebody has handwritten something on it, but it's not price. 13/20/80 or something like that. Maybe. So anyway, there is more. I didn't bring it up here. Oh, nature. Have you ever seen something like this? It's rough and it's thread, okay? It is not going to focus, I'm sure. Nope. You know, it looks like the old-fashioned pot holder, right? But it's small. It's only about a 4-inch square. But it's got a spine. So I think that it was done, you know, from the bottom up. Yeah, it's got puff stitch. It's got puff stitch here, okay? And then in between, it's got regular. Almost like a corner to corner. You know how it turns? But this is thread. And it's scratchy. So I'm going to use it for dishes. But I want to know how to do this because I like the feel. This is great for dishes. I mean, I'm thinking it won't wear out like those other ones I make with the tool. Right? Well, I always put a hanger on everything because why not? You can. Yeah, maybe. And it might work with that scrubby yarn. And that scrubby yarn, you know, whenever the companies put out stuff, like I remember Bag O'Day was talking about that, the pet stuff, and she's like, well, it's just a gimmick and all this kind of stuff. And it is, but they intended it, I think, because I don't know if y'all saw it, but the latest video, or one of the latest videos, she put like 3 up this week of Penley Ann Creations. She talked about having seen a CEO for one of the box stores. I think it might have been Hobby Lobby or Michael's or somebody. And they were talking about the tariffs. And he said they were going to try to go as long as they could without going up on their prices, because they know how many people give their things that they make to charity. So I think that there's some of that with the companies that want to say, okay, these people want to make stuff to give away. So what can we get? You know, what can we make that would be great for blah, blah, blah. So the pet stuff, great for pet beds, right? Great for giving away to rescues and all of that stuff. So I tend to think that's where a lot of that stuff comes out. And the scrubby, you know, they're trying to cash in on, this is like the old days when people were making this kind of stuff, and when it had a revival where people started making the vintage things again. Vintage became a deal, you know. Maybe they decided to make some stuff that would work for that. That's how my brain works. And that's a distinct possibility. Absolutely. But they're not the only ones that went up. And being from with thread, this has a little bit of stretch. And I'm wondering if it's possibly because it's done, like I said, see how it's on the as a spine, so it's done that way instead of being done crossways. I just thought it was awfully interesting. And how often am I going to be able to pick up something vintage like that? You know, I don't have anything in my history that has passed down to me from that with this. Well, a lot of the dyes that the indie dyers are using are acid dyes. And I have not done any research to find out what what's in that. I mean, it's having been in the hairdressing, they're pigments. So nail polish, hair dye, yarn dyes, all of that stuff, they're pigments. Now, where those pigments come from, I don't know. You know, people who do the natural dyeing, those pigments come from flowers and plant-based. And I would imagine some of the pigments that are out there that are used have to come from that. I don't know. I have to ask my hubby. Hold on. Where does some of the dyes come from? The pigments?
Some are minerals.
Minerals?
Some are from plants all over.
Because they use those pigments in paint for cars too.
Everything.
So minerals. He used to paint cars. That's why I'm asking. We had those kind of discussions because they would parallel, like would talk about polish and stuff for the nails, and we would some of our conversations would parallel with that. Ooh, it was a bug. Make sure I didn't trap him. So this is part of what I got. Speaking of vintage, good job. I do not know my moths. Sorry. There is one here. I don't remember what it's called, but it's one that gets on the flowers, and we have a flower here. It's not a morning glory. It's you live around some fields too? If I can remember, I'll let you know. If I remember to remember, I'll let you know. Yeah. I've never been a big fan of Godzilla. It's just never really been my thing. Okay. Just wanted to show you some of the stuff I got at the vintage. Afghans crochet, knit, and the Afghan stitch. Now, I meant to ask this yesterday on Jan's live. Is the Afghan stitch the same as Tunisian? Yeah, write it down. Treasures in Crochet. Now this one has a tag. This is a Coates and Clark. Bedspread, tablecloths, and placemats. Has a Walmart tag on it, 66 cents. Bulky knit Afghans. Knitting with style from Simplicity. So puff sleeves on those, Roseanne? Annie's favorite crochet from March, April of 2000. It said it was $4.95 in the US. Look at the little satchel. And I'm sorry, that's about as good as it gets with this camera. Here's another Simplicity. Knitting with Style. Classic ripple pattern Afghans to knit. Oh, I like the one on the back. This was $2.75 in the US. I'm guessing from her hair, probably late 70s. Okay, these are magazines. Now, I buy the Crochet World every month when I can find it. Because for me, the Crochet World is like it's like a cross between vintage and modern and maybe not so modern, but still kind of cool. You know, lots of different stuff. Really good stuff. But this one's from April of 1981. And at that time, it was $1. Questions to readers and requests from other crocheters. Ooh. Pre-media stuff. And back in the day, the back part of the pages was that brown pages, and the front part was the white and the pictures. And there might be some brown in the middle. you only got so many colored pictures. The one on the front is the boys' warm sweater. That's the pattern of the month. Here's a popcorn and peacoat belt. Are y'all still with me, or are you just kind of watching? Some stuff to make for your bathroom. Doll fashion. Those are pretty quick. There's a shirt, and that's a skirt. It is thundering like crazy outside. A rose bracelet. Yes, I saw that. Somebody posted that. Was that in our group, Saturday crafting group? The chicken toaster cover. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. Headband with curls. Poncho and head hugger. That's got to be just 3 squares, huh? What are they like? Are they easy to read? I mean, is it like the same sort of stitches and stuff? There's a short sleeve sweater and an orchid. Hi, Katie. Barbie clothes. That's what I wondered, if it were phrased the same. Oh my goodness. It's a tissue cover. Y'all, I have to go get something. I'll be right back. So sorry. That's rude. How big is it now, Nature, your throw? Well, you're calling it a scrap granny. I don't know how big you're planning on making it. That was the thing back then. Pillows that took up half the bed and that doll. Now, my mom had the dolls, but she didn't have the plastic doll with the crochet clothes. She would have a bunny that she had picked up somewhere or something like that. Okay. So this is some more that we got at the vintage, some at the charity. And I got quite a bit. I took a picture, so I'll be showing y'all a picture, but not now, but on my podcast. But this is a 4-ply and it's 100% virgin wool. And I'd never seen this either. And my husband's actually taking it apart, but it was a throw, and it looks like it's done in Afghan stitch. Now this one says it's the Oregon Worsted Company, Portland, Oregon. And I'd never heard of this either. And this one has a price on it, $125. Little tag, little white tag, but it doesn't say the color, and it doesn't say where it's from. Now see, this feels really rough too. That other one was acrylic. This one though is wool. So I know why this feels the way it does. You know, I mean, it's wool. But that's the harvest colors, you know, it's the gold, the rust. I think there's like a red. I told him, I said, if you're going to take it all apart, because it's in squares, you know, it's probably 2.5-inch squares. Hi, Josh. How are you this morning? Oh, I look at Joey this morning. Oh, cool. So are you having to untangle some stuff too, Nature? I'm just showing some vintage stuff, Josh. Magazines I got at everybody calls them the charity shops. Here's a bedspread. There's just no way I'm ever going to do this stuff in my lifetime. I don't know how they got these done. With little bitty thread. I mean, come on. That's a shawl. They did a color picture, but look how far away it is. Thank you. Really? This one's from 1981. And it was $1. Y'all, Josh has a channel. He keeps the police accountable. I hope I said that right. So that's the Crochet World. And then I got that one is the one that was more known to me. And then here's two that are strictly Afghans. See, that's what my husband thinks. He's like, give me your knots and I'll untie them. Because he likes to do intricate things. I'm trying to get him to do weaving. And I'll tell you something, Josh, if you're thinking about something, look up weaving machines. The price point for getting into one is not bad. And I wish I could think of a maker. But I want to get my husband one because he likes to do intricate things with his hands, you know. And I just think he would be perfect at weaving. See, I think that's how my hubby thinks. I think that's how he got me. Okay, I have two like this. This one and this one. $19.81 on that one too. Of course I picked them up. They're from the 80s. And this is a kind of a yucky camera. I can't go live without being 1,000 subscribers on my tablet or my phone. So we have to use this camera. And it's storming again. And I guess these are both knit and crochet and embroider. Everybody still with me? Berries and daisies. So strawberries, and then this one is the applique. Those strawberries are stitched, and then the stem is applique. Oh my gosh. The Grecian, I've never seen this stitch. I know that's blurry, so I don't know how well you can see it. It's like it's pulled in the middle. Is my camera being goofy again? Okay, this looks like weaving. Again, it's got the brown pages in the back. A giant granny throw, 1 dozen squares. Nope, no really good pictures, guys. Patriotic patches. It's not in color. But there's a chart. Yeah, it's just flashy. And some of these old magazines are kind of cool because they show you, oh, here's how to do that. Grecian key. Oh my goodness, you have to do each one. I'll look here in just a sec. Oh, you have to do, wow. And then put them together. But what are they using? They're using a nitwit. Y'all ever heard of a nitwit? Now, don't you be looking at me. What I was saying was they have things like this where they show you how a chart to embroider. And those are nice to have out of here, out of these magazines. Okay, ads in the back. Let me see. Hold on, squirrel. I remember seeing this before. The Humpty Dumptys. Gosh. They have an ad on the back for the nitwit. Is that what you were talking about? Yes, they do. In color. The nitwit. It's a set of 2 tools to do those flowers and to do the round and to do the square. And you could get them both for $7.95. And there's kits. Nitwit from Stoneham, Massachusetts. I wonder if they're still around. You don't knit or crochet those. You just wrap them and take them off and put them together. Interesting. The back of this one is Bucola. So then we got doilies. $2.95. Autumn of 1994. Bucola, possibly. And then that says women's household crochet. And this says doilies. I don't know if this is all doilies. No, it's not. Country lap throw. I was just a little bit over that. A peachy crib blanket done in, that's crocheted. Got a nice little border around it. You could make a jump rope. You cover the cover the handles with witches. Witchy jumping. Got you some corn husks. Oh, that's cool. They're showing a sandbag to go under your door. I think there's a page missing. No? Dotson Draft Dodger. Oh. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Oh, okay. Right here. Goes under your door. It is cool. There's a girl's sweater. How about that? Collar. A pencil. Yeah, those were the thing to make too. This is the backpack and a worm. That worm would be fun. Look at this, you guys. I have some worsted minis that would work great with. That's what I was just thinking too. And then this is the backpack. They're calling that a bear. Some of the faces are kind of questionable. So it said doilies, but that had some other stuff in it. Okay, so I've got 3 of these Magic Crochet. 2003, 2004. I wonder if this was a subscription. Wow. You could do that. I think you could do that in black and white and make the face look panda. Magic Crochet. Come on. You know you want to. This is something that Tina would want to do. These are ornaments. But that's thread. That's thread work. Doilies. Lots of doilies. A see-through top. That is her bra. But again, it's done in thread. One size. Holy moly. I can just see that now. The cat's going tearing across. Because that's what they do. When the ghosts hit. Here's another see-through top on the front. Another lampshade. There's a theme here. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's pretty. I've not seen one like this. As doilies go. So those little daisies. She does. She makes some beautiful earrings, doesn't she? Well, that was the thing when I got these. I thought, you know, somebody was going to want them. I could do it for giveaways, and I only paid $1 for the whole stack. So, butterflies. I know. That's what I'm saying. How they get this stuff done? I mean, this is intricate work. Here's the top. Now, you think this is adaptable, maybe? Like, could we possibly make it bigger? It's called Allure. Some edgings. Those are kind of pretty. Remember how they used to edge all the towels? Everybody usually had that in their treasure chest. Yep. So this one has a little purse. It's got a choker and a bracelet. Your cozy indoor activity. This goes around a candle. to crochet a hoodie, yeah, embroider the edge on the pillowcases. You'd have those in your treasure chest too. Things take time depending on the size of the yarn. So yarn comes in weights. So this one is a 4 weight. This one would be a weight of 1. So depending on how big the yarn is, and yarn comes bigger and it comes smaller than those two. Smaller than that 1 would be a truly like a thread. And then bigger than the 4 would be what we call bulky. So depending on how big your thread is and how big your hook is. So the bigger the yarn, the bigger the hook, the less time. Does that help? And depends on the size of the hoodie. So say if you're an extra large, I don't know how many stitches around that would be. Like my top that I'm doing here, right here, this is the neckline. This is 88. No, the pattern was 88. I did 92. So it's 92 around here. 92 stitches around to start. And it grew for the sleeves. And then down here, see, that's the armhole. And then down here on the bottom, underneath the armhole, where it's reattached, we cut out some of those, and then it's a circle at the bottom. Probably back down, I haven't counted that actually. So it'll be back down to probably 100 stitches or so at the bottom. There are some crocheters that could do that quickly. I'm not saying it can't be done. It can. It might take all day. And crochet is faster than knitting. Thank you. That is the chevron top that everybody's doing from Bag O' Day Crochet. Let me show you something, Josh. This is my knitted project. This yarn is a 1. This is fingering weight. Lace weight, there's thread, the crochet thread, which is real thin. Then there's lace weight. And then there's the 1, which is fingering weight. 2 is sport. 3 is double knit, DK. 4 is worsted. 5 is bulky. 6 is super bulky. Okay, Roseanne, thanks for coming. So this is fingering weight. And this is a cake of yarn. It came in a hank, and then my husband cakes all my yarn for me. And this is the shawl that I'm doing. And it started with about 3 stitches. And slowly grew straight along the edge and growing out this way. I don't remember how many I'm up to, about 100. It's taken me, I don't remember when I started this. Evenings and weekends, it's taken me about a week and a half to get this far. These are knitting, this is a circular knitting needle. And these are interchangeable, so I can unscrew it and put a different size on this cord. This cord will fit all of them. This is a bamboo needle. And this is a US size 7 or 4.5 millimeter. This is usually about what sweaters these days, a fingering weight sweater, that's what this is going to be made out of. Now you have sweaters that are made out of bigger yarn, but I would say you'd want to use at least a worsted weight, which would be, I'm showing you vintage yarn, that's kind of some, that's a vintage color. But see, this is a 4 weight. That's what I would use. Very readily available everywhere. That's what I would say. I would say a 4. And a hoodie, Bagot de Crochet has a men's sweater. And that could be done in the round, simply joining at the bottom. Instead of doing the opening, it would be joined in the middle and then just done in the round. And that would be a pullover. And then attach a hood. But there's a lot of really easy recipes out there. Patterns. This is corner to corner. I picked this one up. Hobby Lobby. And it was not on sale. It was $8.99. Because Yarn Joy podcast, she's been doing these. And I want to do this one. They're cute. But I wanted to learn how to do that. So that would be a great one for scraps. And then the last one in my stack of books here is this McCall's Design ideas, country crochet. $2.95 in the US. Volume 39. Good back cover. I want what she's wearing. I'm looking. I don't see what year. This is probably 80s, 89. Now, Josh, welcome back, Nature. So when was the explicit stuff? Remember on all the records and all that stuff? When they started the warnings? I don't know why, it just made me think of that. But this one was 1989. I think we were in Germany then. I think it was in the 80s, and we were in Germany. I graduated in 82. We were in Germany from 78 to 81. And I want to say those explicits came out. Yeah, I guessed you were an 80s boy. Barely. Hi, Teresa. How are you? So you probably don't know whenever that happened, because it came out on all the vinyl, and I want to say it came out on the singles first. I want to say it came out on the vinyl and on the singles first, the explicit warnings on all of the vinyl. More doilies and placemats. At least we're in color now. See, and all those are kind of cool. They could be made into Afghans. Picnic blanket. Pillows from around the world. I don't know how that one is done. I am 60 miles north, well, 70 miles north of Abilene. I've been able to do it a couple times, but only here from my computer. I can't go there from my tablet or my phone because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. This camera's not as good. And this is me in the morning. Hi, Miss Tina. You like that one? It's like a black and a white and a brown, and that looks kind of like a fan, doesn't it? Were you talking about this one, Josh? Now you know where I am now because you're close. Anson's halfway between me and Abilene. I'm in Knox City. I'll try, Tina. I go to lunch between 11:30 and 12:30, and then I'll be working. I'm trying to get that website up. So you've driven past anyway. So it's Abilene, Anson, Mundy, Wichita Falls. I graduated from Old High in Wichita Falls. Oh, Weatherford, okay. Now see, this is what a lot of people are doing with the doilies now, is putting them in frames. No, Santa Fe is in the Panhandle. And I'm in West Texas, but a little ways from the Panhandle. Anson Lights. Yeah, my daughter, when she lived with us, she was like, we have to go see the Anson Lights. We tried. We didn't see anything. And I don't know. There's some old-fashioned stuff in these now. In Santa Fe, Teresa? I always think Santa Fe would be a neat place to be, but Albuquerque is where everybody wants to go, it seems. Huh. Well, I have two. One will be, I think she'll either be 29 or 30 this year, the oldest one, and then the younger one is 26. Yeah, I'm showing some doily books, Tina. Yes, they are crafty. My oldest daughter, she said she wanted to know how to make dishcloths. So, oh no, I may have to do this one. So I showed her when I went to New Orleans. My oldest is in New Orleans, and she has my grandson. He's 4. And I went to, hi Rose. When I went to New Orleans, I showed her how to make the knitted dishcloths, and she has just been making those like crazy. And I'm fixing to send her some more cotton, because I got tons of cotton. And she does all kinds of things. She does the diamond painting, and she does she makes signs for people. So she has a group at church that she is acquainted with, and she does things that are kind of like this. This is my grandson's name is Ollie, and these are his feet and his hand. Oh, you're doing a doily? And this was from 16, so he would have been about 2, right? And then the younger daughter, she can do anything, but she, craft-wise, she started doing some gardening, and she She can do painting. She does the Happy Planner. I don't know about craft stuff, you know? She likes to decorate. Isn't it cute? It's right here by my desk so I can see it. Oh, this is what, squirrel, this is what got me. Look at that. A rainbow star. The 8-point quilting star. And it's crochet cable, worsted weight yarn. Wow, that would be one of those long term. Oh my gosh, remember when they did these on the dresses? Sheep. It's called McCall's Country Crochet. I got it at the charity. I got it at Pink Ladies. That's our charity. A new glue gun. That's not all of them, but anyway, that's a few of the things that was just like a glance. Tina, you didn't see this. I'm showing everybody because I want to know if you know what this, it does look like a puff stitch, but can you see that? It's got a regular stitch in between. Well, like either doubles or triples in between, and then the puff stitch, and it's back and forth. It's got a spine here, so I think it starts out down here and then grows, then goes back. And this is thread. And see, the outside of it are the ones without the puff. So hard to see because it's a light color. I don't know. I found it. Are you talking about this, Teresa? I found it at the charity. So yeah. I think that's a puff stitch on that. And I think it's a thread. So I'm going to have to figure out how to make that. Because it's rough. I'm going to use it as a dish scrubber. My poor garden out there is getting drenched. It's in sand. We did have some sun yesterday. We went to, if you're still here, Josh, we went to Haskell and there's a new restaurant over there at the truck stop. Hey, this is big time when it's a small town. So we went to the truck stop. It's called the Rustic Cafe. Okay. Uh, and it's part of what is that? Quick something is the, it's not, it's Stripes is on the other side, and this one is on the other side of the highway. And then we went to Pink Ladies Charity, and then we went to, I figured you did, that's why I said that yesterday. When my daughter was up in Seattle, the younger one, she was airline stewardess for a little while, and she was stationed in Seattle, and she said she missed barbecue and guns. But I'm not going to get political here. So then we went to Stanford, to the new Walmart. I like Seattle. I really do. But God, how is it? It's really expensive though. Is Boston expensive too? I can just imagine. I think it's where my daughter is in New Orleans. I think it's expensive there. Yeah, I like to watch the shows. Of course, we don't have TV out here in the sticks, too far from the signal. Yep. Yep. hmm My daughter paid like $800 a month for a room in the basement. Not in the basement, well, for a room downstairs with access to the rest of the house. Yeah, I've heard Vancouver is expensive too. So yeah, we went to the charity store, then we went to Stanford, to Walmart, and home again. And I bought yarn. I rescued all the yarn at the charity shop. It has to be rescued. And I was going to tell y'all, I think what I'm going to do is my husband takes all that stuff apart, right? Right. But she had to be close to the airport. That's the problem with flight attendants. They have to be close to the airport. But she doesn't do that anymore. And you know, for the first couple of years, huh, for the first couple of years of a flight attendant, they don't make what you think they do. And it's not as glamorous as they think. Ah. Yeah, so I think she was close. You had to get up on the highway and then get off the highway. So she was probably a neighborhood away. But SeaTac, it's close to the downtown too, isn't it? Mm-hmm. SeaTac is Seattle, Tacoma. There's a tornado shelter. Is it the Denver? Oh, let's don't get started on that. And I believe Colorado Springs has one too. Yeah. Yeah, I say we don't want to get started about what's under Denver Airport. There are rumors. I know. My dad is in Colorado Springs, and I love Colorado too. But that's another place that's kind of expensive. Expensive to live, but the shopping, is very competitive. And shopping there is great.